Welcome to our second The Art and Science of Paraphrasing webinar. This is Dawn White, your instructor, and looking forward to sharing with you some more information to help our students perfect the art of paraphrasing. But before we start, let's do a quick review of webinar 1. During that time we had our group discussion. We discovered several things. One, we were amazed that college students are still struggling with paraphrasing. We recognized the importance of teaching paraphrasing to our elementary students, and also noticed that we shouldn't feel frustrated if the children still cannot handle that skill by the time they go to 5th grade or 6th grade, because as teachers, we continue to go over that skill. Eventually, they will perfect that skill by the time they reach college. Third, we talked about it is a part of the Common Core standard. Paraphrasing is very important for our students to learn in elementary age, at least be introduced to it, because it prepares them for college and career. And naturally, it is a part of our academic knowledge and skills. Gwinnett County's instructional model that we have to follow. When you look at the informational writing rubric, it says that children need to avoid plagiarism. So why should we study paraphrasing? It really helps our students perfect their skills in writing. The other thing that we discovered is that we really need to teach our students how to take notes. We tell the children, go ahead and do note taking, but what does that mean to them? They need to understand the benefits of note-taking. And we need to encourage them to go ahead and verbally share what they have learned. Every time they read something, talk about it, retell it, share what they understood about it verbally, and that would help them in the writing piece of paraphrasing. So, we ready for week 2? Yes. For week 2, we're going to be looking at vocabulary development and reading comprehension skills. We're going to see how teaching paraphrasing actually improves students' comprehension skills. Now, it is amazing. Students really need to be on grade level in reading, grade level or above in reading, in order for them to understand how to paraphrase. Struggled readers struggle in paraphrasing. But on the other hand, while teaching students how to paraphrase, it actually increases their reading comprehension skills. Isn't that amazing? And it increases their vocabulary usage. So it's amazing how this skill goes hand in hand. In addition, when we tie in writing abilities, that really makes an impact on our students' reading comprehension skills. So we really have to learn how to integrate writing abilities with reading skills. So how do we do that? Well, look at our next research study. Knowledge, writing, and language outcomes for a reading comprehension and writing intervention. Notice the authors there. They actually conducted a study with 77 low-achieving 4th grade students. During this time, they got a chance to receive reading comprehension skills and writing instruction using paraphrasing strategies. Wow. How did they do that? Well, they followed several methods. One is they combined step-by-step procedures with cognitive strategies. And believe it or not, by combining the two, it was able to improve students' reading comprehension skills. They also looked at methods to encourage instructions before reading, during reading, and then after reading. Isn't that amazing to think about? Let's prepare the students before we read. Let's help them while they're reading. And then after they're finished reading, let's do a couple other lessons with them. And by doing that, it really helped them to perfect their skills in paraphrasing, plus it increased their reading comprehension skills. Because, as I said before, paraphrasing is a critical thinking skill. Students need to know how to think while reading. Okay, so we're going to look at the strategies. Look what happens before reading. The first thing you need to do is connect. Students need to connect with their background knowledge. You're about to tackle a particular topic. So fourth grade, you study weather. Well, before you get into the study of weather, you show videos, you have students read books about it, maybe show photos, things like that, in order to prepare the students for the information before they actually read it and have to paraphrase it. You also try to find out what the students know ahead of time. And you really get students to think about what they know. You know, that metacognition comes in. Think about their thinking to help them make connections with prior knowledge and the current text. Once you've prepared the students, now it's time to read. During the reading process, they need to read with a pair. They need to read orally with one another, sharing information. We recommend a passage that's about 1 to 3 paragraphs long. And then after they've read it, they need to retell what they read. But notice that during this time, students tend to skip critical words and the meaning. So this is the time as a teacher, you go back and review those words. You pick out ahead of time what words you think students may need additional assistance in. And so after they've read, then you check to see, did they have any problems with certain words? And if so, then you can help them understand the meaning of the words using context clues. Then the students reread the same passage again with their partner. And while reading, this time they discuss the meaning of those vocabulary words. After that, students are ready to write their passage in their own words. They're ready to paraphrase. Take that same passage, 1 to 3 paragraphs, read, and then the students write what they read they write in their own words, and then you share with the students, see, you just paraphrased. All right, now the students got a chance to read the information. What do you do after they're finished reading? Well, first you have the students think about the main idea of the passage. The main idea is the key element in helping students paraphrase. We need to know, students really need an understanding of what was the entire passage about in order for them to capture the author's meaning of the passage. So they need to write the main idea in their own words. They need to revise their writing after they've picked out the main idea. Have them go back to that paraphrased passage and talk about, maybe I didn't quite put this information in, or maybe I left some stuff out, and how they need to revise it to be sure that they capture that main idea. Then after that, they check their paraphrasing that was for their assigned reading, and they verbally share with their partner to be sure that the partner agrees with what was shared. Now, based on this study, this is what they did with these 77 students. They did the before, during, and after skills. As a result, the students who participated in the reading comprehension and vocabulary development instructional course improved in their paraphrasing abilities. In fact, the students' comprehension level increased and their informational writing ability improved. Isn't that amazing? Just by following those 3 steps, something before, something during, and something afterward. The students were able to improve comprehensionally, they're able to improve in their writing, and they're able to improve in their paraphrasing. So let's recap. Before reading, connect with background knowledge. That's the key. You need to provide information to help the students understand what they're about to study. During reading, have them paraphrase a paragraph using vocabulary words from the text. Have them discuss what they've learned. And then after the reading, have them think about the main idea and revise their paraphrased passage. And you know me, I'm going to give you some links that will help you with this. These are some great websites that shows you strategies in reading comprehension skills. Just in case you still have some students that are still struggling, we can add other information or other resources to it to help them perfect their skills. When we meet to discuss information for this webinar, please come with ideas for developing a 10 to 15 minute mini lesson that addresses the skills covered. We'll meet, I have there 30 minutes, but when we met before, we only talked for about 15, 20 minutes. This time I will come at 11:30 on Wednesday for the meeting and probably leave by 11:40, no later than 11:45. We'll be able to wrap this up quickly because I know this is the end of the school year and I really do not expect you to come up with the lessons at this time. Think about it. You will not be able to use it. This is something to think about during the summer and share with your colleagues in the fall. And at that time, come up with some lessons. All right? And then I know after that, you're really looking forward to our webinar number 3, Summarizing and Retelling, Synthesize Information and Impact Paraphrasing. All right. See you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.